It depends. You just have to honestly compare the different investments. A lot of the challenges kasi with young people that I see, they keep talking about it. They don't actually put in the time and try.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Leadership Stack Podcast, the podcast for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs to increase your leadership, teamwork, and profits. This is your host, Sean C., aka Mr. CEO at 22. Welcome back to Leadership Stack. We're gonna have a very special night because we have Mr. JC Del Rosario of Juan Carlo Catering as a guest on the show, and we also have Mr. Marvin Germo, the
Friend,
investor, ang
friend,
pambansang investor natin.
friend of Shan, friend of Shansi.
We have questions tonight. The first one is, what are the top 5 investments for new graduates or fresh grads to invest in and start to accumulate?
If fresh grad ako, I'd still do stocks and I'd still go into business pa rin. Ganun lang. I don't know if I'll do bonds if fresh grad ako. I don't know if I'll do anything that's siguro mas malaking degree of risk. I'll try it earlier on. So I think that's how I will look at it. Anything that they understand na that will give them larger upside since bata pa sila, I think that would be better for them. So I suggest that they study. Tignan nila kung ano yung investments that make sense for them, and then what they understand, what they think they can grow with, and then what they think will work for them. That's what they should focus on. But for me, I'll always tell them start businesses as early as they can, and then when the businesses start making money, put them sa stock market, and then when the stocks make money, buy preferred shares, buy REITs, buy bonds, or later on they can also buy real estate. So any of those.
Actually, it was funny kasi my cousin asked me the same question. He asked me if he had 100,000, where would he spend it? Ako talaga, coming from the background ng business talaga. And then, but he has a full-time job and he needs the job security and he can't focus on it. And then I told him to just look at the different opportunities. Gaya yung sabi ni Marv, what makes sense for you? So you want something passive? Tinuruan ko siya ng iba kong mga ininvestan ko na parang P2P Lending, Marv, and then merong iba-ibang businesses. May NDA ako with some of them. So I just taught him, I just told him, and then look at different real estate properties, how much it is, and then I went through the numbers with him to try to calculate. Honestly, it depends per person kung anong opportunities yung nakikita mo, ano yung allowed sa'yo na. Iba kasi yung situation ko kay Marv Iba yung situation ko sa cousin ko. So, it depends. You just have to honestly compare the different investments. A lot of the challenges kasi with young people that I see, they keep talking about it. They don't actually put in the time and try, how much is it gonna cost me to buy a single family home? How much is it going to cost me to, how do I compute the tax for that? How do I find out the HOA, the homeowners association fees, all of that? Parang if you don't put in the time to actually try to even check if it makes sense, then you're never going to start. Pero sa akin, based on my background, business talaga.
Pero business din naman talaga is amazing. Kung hindi ako nag-stocks, mag-business din talaga ako kasi it's one of the best ways to do it. Businesses will add money to you. Yung trabaho lang na stocks is it helps multiply it. Ito difference ng negosyo sa stock market. Yung negosyo, pag uwi mo sa bahay, dala mo pa yung sakit ng ulo. Especially kung tao yung problema mo. Pero sa stocks, wala na eh. Pag sarado yung market, wala ka na magagawa. Pero if you are a business operator, kung kunyari naniningil ka sa kliyente mo tapos hindi ka binabayaran, dala-dala mo yun. Tapos minsan may hinanakit pa yun. Yung mga things like that, or natalbukan ka ng check or ninakawan ka ng employee mo, or parang how do you increase sales also, or you have other competitors. So there's so much factors that you can't control. Unlike when you go into the stock market, after trading hours, ayun, you're done. Tapos ka na. So I think that's the difference. And siguro it's nice na kung bata ka, simulan mo na mas maaga para malaman mo what will work for you and what doesn't also work for you. So yeah, that's just my take on it, I guess.
Ako naman, I just wanna add lang. Kasi kung fresh grad siya, and this person is, like, usually you have more time. Like today, I have to even taste the food quality later, right after this podcast. So hanggang midnight, I'm in our commissary. Nag-duty na ako ng morning till 5 o'clock. Tapos 8 o'clock usually till midnight, nandun ako sa kitchen namin. Nag-ano ng operation. So talagang totoo yung sinasabi ni Marv. It's not like a job lang na 8 to 5 you clock in and out. Wala. Kasi we have 24/7 services now ngayon.
Tsaka yun yung hindi maintindihan ng mga tao sa business. Sa business, there's no holidays, kahit sabihin ng mga tao na hindi, work-life balance ay ano sasabihin mo sa kliyente mo pag for example, may na food poison. Kaya putting it lang sa perspective ni JC, kasal na food poison yung bride. That could have happened that could have happened several times or hindi man nangyari yun. Pero as an owner, you'll take responsibility of that kasi pangalan mo yung nakalagay doon.
Kahit the most important day in their life, pare. Once in a lifetime yung kasal, pinahiya mo sila sa buong guest nila. You have to fix it talaga.
Tapos eto pa, if that happened na nasa Europe si JC na nagbabakasyon, titigil siya kung ano man tour yun to take whatever call that's happening. That's the difference of being an employee and a business person. Totoo, you get to do what you want, pero yung flip side niya, you don't get to do also what you want also. Hindi, may cons din kasi yung stock market eh. Yung cons sa stock market is you don't control it eh. Sa business, you can control it eh. So, di ba, may control
somehow.
mo. Parang kunyari, hindi ko kaya na mag-take in ng 15 customers, 10 lang talaga kaya ko. 10 lang talaga. Parang ganun. You control your destiny somehow eh. Sa stocks, hindi eh. So, I think may the more control you have, the bigger your chance to earn. The lesser control you have, when someone is doing it for you, the lesser your earnings also.
Pero alam mo, Marv, yung naalala ko lang no, si Robert Kiyosaki, cash flow quadrant. Diba yung employee, self-employed, businessman, investor. Ikaw nagtumiretso ka na sa investor eh. Yun yung dapat ano eh.
I'm doing everything eh. Misconception ng ibang tao is you invest to retire eh. That's not true. You invest to do what you like eh. If what you like makes money for you also, we've been brainwashed that pag empleyado ka, retire, magnegosyo ka na, and people think that being in a business is the end all eh. Tanangin si JC, pag nagnegosyo ka, mas malaki pa sakit ng ulo kaysa sa pag empleyado ka. Mas madali maging empleyado kaysa maging business person. Sa totoo lang, there's more riding in your shoulders. I've worked harder, longer nung hindi ako empleyado kaysa nung empleyado ko. Mas nakaka-stress siya.
Like in our company na lang, para we have 400 employees and families who depend on us. So yung pressure lang, not just for yourself, pero for all the people who rely on you, sobrang iba talaga yung challenges. Pero it really depends on you, again, on what pushes you, what motivates you, if this is something you like. So tama yung advice talaga ni Marv. Do what works for you talaga.
Iba pa rin yung yung time freedom mo rin pag investor, no? Yan ang pero most business people yan ang yan talaga yung goal eh. Maging investor na lang. VC or angel. Usually yan yung graduation eh from if you look at Silicon Valley, entrepreneurs who exit usually become investors. It's kind of like the next step. Speaking of, na-mention mo kanina JC, P2P Lending. Ano yung P2P Lending?
Like diba sa stocks, you put your money and you invest it, you own a part of this company, na big company, or like sa mutual funds or sa UITFs, you put your money and then there's somebody who manages the fund for you. Ito, the one that I do, it's a loan. It's essentially a loan with these different companies na individual company lang siya. It can be multinational businesses here in the Philippines or national businesses in the Philippines. And then I don't own any portion of their business. I have no say in operating their business, but I have a fixed monthly return. Ganon yung deal ko, yung structure ko. Is that P2P lending, Marv? Tama ba yun?
Hindi ko alam eh. Yung gray area, hindi ko alam kung tama siya tawagin na gray area. If they solicit investments from people, either through debt or equity, without may license eh. So I don't know also what area they are treading on. If it's offered lang to friends, baka pwede, but if it's offered to the public already, there are certain licenses also that are needed. Kasi yung nangyayari pwede kasi madaming mga ganun app lang siya eh. So yung ibang app, di mo na alam kung tinatakbo yung pera also or saan talaga napupunta. May mga certain facets na gano'n na nakalagay lang na the money goes here. Tapos hindi mo alam na hindi pala pupunta yung pera doon pero binabalik lang nila yung binibigay nila sa'yo. So siguro for people watching this, they have to really know kung kanino nila ginagawa yun. It has to be someone that is trusted. And then normally the interest rates dyan medyo mataas, medyo higher than what you would get sa banks, higher than what you would get sa bonds. I haven't tried. I consider it risky also na baka may chance hindi bumalik din yung cash, especially pag startup yung business. I'd like to invest in startups as an investor. Natanggap mo yung risk ko na wala yung business, pero sa debt hindi ko na try kasi pag debt wala kang say pero pag investor ka, since you have stake in, may equity ka, kahit papaano mas transparent yung some of the items that are not available also to everyone. Yun, I guess research lang kung sino yung nagpapahiram or kung sino yung platform na yun is someone na reputable also, especially that I think they're treading in a gray area. I guess that's what I could say about it.
Definitely, like when we invested there, actually, we had our lawyer create the contract format, and then we were the ones. So it's definitely legal naman. Alam mo bro, my parents, they're in the 50s, they're on the 60s na, seniors na sila, and they have been putting so much of their money completely lang on our catering business. And I was really advising them that they need to diversify, they need to open different avenues for income. Ang dami ko natututunan, Marv. So I am telling my parents na, then I just evaluated the different options that I had. And then I also invested my own cash kasi I'm at the situation na, although risky siya, because it's not like sa mutual funds na parang there's so many companies. This one, it's just one company. But I reviewed their financials naman. So tama yung sabi ni Marv, you have to do the research. You have to know who the entrepreneurs behind it are. I can't name the specific fast food na sinalihan kong ganyan. Pero yung entrepreneur na yon, siya yung number 1 na nagpa-franchise sa buong Philippines nung fast food na yon. So it's a win-win situation kasi I lessen her risk, and then I'm also able to help her fund to go nationwide, to get all of the different branches that she wants. And also dun sa isa pang business na that business wanted to go nationwide, but they didn't want to give up equity. So now they're in every SM in the Philippines and we're helping them. So parang ganun lang, tulungan lang.
Pero galing mga private investments, no? Ikaw, Marv, may private investments ka rin, di ba? I think, JC, mas marami yung private investments mo, no, than...
I haven't tried stocks pa. Hindi pa. Puro private investments. Kasi yun lang yung alam ko eh. Like, I wanna see the business model. I wanna see if it's sustainable. I wanna look at the financials. Yun yung alam ko eh. So, but I want to get into real estate.
Mas malaki upside ng private especially pag nagsa-start. Unlike sa stock market, kahit IPO siya, malaki na siya eh. So, iba yung galaw ng company from 10 million to 100 million kesa 1 billion to 2 billion. Parang ganun. So, 10 million to 100 million, mas malaki yung growth as compared to 1 billion to 2 billion. Totoo, billion siya, pero yung multiplier is smaller. Smaller na siya.
This episode is partnered up with Armoury.ph. Armoury is an online watch store and is the exclusive distributor of the brands TW Steel, Dion Milano, Fonderia, Luminox, and Mondane in the Philippines. Yes, folks, those are Italian watch brands. If you are looking to buy your next go-to luxurious everyday watch, go to Armoury.ph and enter the coupon code LS30. Armoury.ph delivers straight to your doorstep with a security tape to make sure that your package is safe from theft, arrives on time, and is guaranteed working 100%. Go to Armoury.ph and buy your first luxury watch today.
You're in hell. Don't stop. Hell isn't the place to stop in. Hell is not the place to retire in. Like it's a crap town. It's a little village on the way to your success. And the only way it becomes your permanent location is if you stop.